Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse. Today, Wednesday, June 4th, 2025. We're heading into now day 16 of the U.S. versus Sean Combs trial. Things were heating up. Yesterday, there was a woman who began speaking before the jury came in, saying, "Diddy, they're out to get you." She was summarily removed. There was some other talk. We may have more on this later, but there were two main witnesses yesterday. One was Eddie Garcia. He was the one who asked for immunity, and it became clear why. Basically, he says that Combs and Christina Coram talked him into it, but he ended up taking $100,000 cash out of a cash counter in a LA condo unit to disappear the video of Combs assaulting Cassie Ventura. This is going to be pushed as obstruction of justice pretty clearly. But they didn't draw the point on there. They just got his testimony. Same thing with this CFO of various Combs entities known as Garcia Ferguson. He actually said some praiseworthy things, particularly on cross, but even on some on direct, about the Combs enterprises. But the whole point of his testimony was to point to a particular transaction involving the company that owns, the LLC that owns or owned Combs' Alpine, New Jersey house. There was a mysterious $20,000 in and a $20,000 out. Reginald Ventura was mentioned. That's the father of Cassie Ventura. And if listeners will remember that Combs, in a fit of pique, called up Cassie's parents and said he was going to release the sex tape unless they paid him $20,000, which honestly he didn't need. This was actually one of the most mean-spirited things that's been testified to. He then later returned the money. So they basically showed. So there's another predicate, another RICO predicate, extortion. Now, the big witness coming up is Jane. That's a pseudonym, and we respect that, for the record, as we did in the first case, absent errors by presentation. Jane will be testifying from late today through Thursday, Friday, and into Monday, and then there'll be cross-examination. They say it may last until next Thursday when she has a flight to leave the country. So is that their last witness? I think that there's some other things they're going to need to nail down, travel records of the escorts, etc. But we're on it. We're all over it, and we may have more to say. Also on the threads front, yesterday, many complaints about broken threads. We tried to fix it by limiting replies. It definitely seemed to work, but there were some who didn't like it, and I personally like replies too. So we may go back to the original way. We'll just have to see if that works. Now, what else can we say? Oh, here's kind of, actually, let's get serious. On the immigration front, there's a guy called Robert Panton. We covered his case. He is here for a long time, but he definitely didn't, he's here illegally. Anyway, he brought a habeas petition here in the Southern District of New York before Judge Fela. She was very sympathetic, but said she couldn't really do much. And late last night, the government wrote in and said the Bureau of Immigration Appeals appeal has been denied, and he will be removed on the 6th. But they'd still like Judge Fela to order him freed so he can say some final goodbyes. We're going to be covering that at least to the 6th and probably afterwards. The United Nations, we asked them yesterday about our scoop about budget cuts. And now they didn't answer. We have another scoop about UNOPS, again, wasting taxpayer money. They're censoring, they're keeping the press out. And I will say this, and it may relate to here, I don't like censorship. Okay, we're going in, Inner City Press.